Welcome to Truckers and Others with Kevin Ray. This is me. I'm not doing any more fucking intros, apparently. I want to do an intro, but the way things are now I don't know. And I got a new phone, so all the intros are on the other phone. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're doing no more intro. I mean, I'm going to do an intro, but it's going to be on every episode. Just like the ending. I'm going to do I'm not fucking around with all that other extra shit. I'm just gonna fucking start going. And here we are. Um, just got the truck out of the shop. Had a power steering leak. I noticed a little bit of noise last night, and for sure I did a thorough post trip. But I got in today, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and check this motherfucker out. And it was out of power steering fluid, which is not good. It was all over the frame and the ground. So, don't know what that's about. I took it into the shop and, well, I do know what it's about now, but took it into the shop and let the mechanics look at it. And on the power steering pump, there's the feed and the return line. And one of those lines, I don't know which one's which, but the one line, it had, instead of an O-ring on the fitting, it had fucking pipe tape, which is fucking weird. It's like, what the fuck? You have pipe tape? So, I don't know. We thought we blew out an O-ring, but apparently it just was leaking because somebody used pipe tape on it. And we've had this truck for a very long time. A very long time. Since I've started, way before I started, we had this truck. And we've had the same mechanics for a long time also. So nobody knows. They're like, nobody would have done that. Nobody at our shop would have put pipe tape on the fucking power steering pump. So it was a little strange, but maybe it just never leaked until yesterday, and that's the only time they've ever had to take that line off. Um, Last night I cooked up. My wife had a pork loin. She bought a pork. I told her to buy it, but we bought a pork loin. And sorry, I was usually at this stoplight. There's nobody coming on the other side, and this time there was, so I had to abruptly stop. Sorry to the trucker behind me. I had to stop quickly. Anyways, there's a pork loin, and I was like, I bet I could cook this in an air fryer. And then I measured it, and no, I cannot fit the whole fucker in the air fryer. It's like over a foot long. So I chopped it in half, and on one of them, I used Slaps barbecue seasoning, and I just coated that motherfucker in Slaps. And then I stuck it in the air fryer for like 50 minutes at 375. And I flipped it about halfway through. Dude, it was so fucking good. Like, I don't think we should ever cook pork any other way now. It's like air fryer is the fucking way. And I'm not a super smart guy, but I know I can eat a lot. And I ate a whole half of the fucking pork loin last night, which is 2 pounds. I ate 2 pounds of pork loin last night. It was so fucking delicious. I was like, this is fucking delicious barbecue. You know, to get results like this, you got to sit on the smoker for hours. But in the air fryer, boom, it's just done. I mean, it didn't have the smoky flavor, which probably would have been really fucking good, but and it would have been probably a little bit more tender. But the way I did it there, it was fucking amazing. I thought it was really good. And then I cooked the other half in Famous Dave's rib rub, even though I'm not a super fan of it, but I was like, let me just try it out. Put a shitload of it on there, and that one, I didn't even take a bite out of that one. I was so fucking full. So that one is currently sliced up and in my little lunch box over here. And last night, when on my way home, there's this little meat market, and I've always driven by it, and I'm like, I should go in there. So I did a U-turn and went back, and I went inside the meat market just to check things out. I'll tell you what, the jerky is, I don't know if it's expensive or it's just me, but the jerky was like $20 for a little package, like half a pound of jerky. So I don't know if that's a good rate or not. Probably not, but I went ahead and bought it anyways because I was hoping to grab something that I could just snack on real quick throughout the day, because all I ate earlier was ham and grapes. That's all I had earlier. So grabbed the jerky sticks, and I kept walking around looking at other stuff, and there was beef back ribs. And I don't know the anatomy of a cow, but I'm just guessing the back of a cow, and it's the ribs there. They were only $10 for like 4 pounds of it. Well, maybe 2 pounds. I don't know. I'd have to look at it again to figure it all out. But I said $10 for some ribs? I'm fucking buying them. So I grabbed those, threw them in my cooler, and drove it home. Now they're sitting in the fridge. And they're going to get cooked up probably tonight. Probably in the fucking air fryer. Because that's so simple. I mean, the pellet grill out back, or out front, is really simple too. It's a long time. Maybe I'll do like one set of ribs, and I can cut them up and cook them individually too. I mean, I don't know how people feel about that, but I could just cook it individually. I'm going not a good way. This isn't exactly a good way to go to get to where I'm going. I don't know why I decided to go this way. Yeah, so since I'm going to lie a little bit and say, since I had to have the truck worked on this morning, that's why I'm so late, and that's all I'm going to say about it. That's why I'm late. That's why it's already 8:30, is because the truck was a little fucked up. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I ain't going to talk to you guys about how I'm late all the time anymore, okay? You guys, I can hear what you guys are saying about me, and I don't like it, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep them comments to myself. I could tell you it's 7:30 right now, and I actually came in early. You wouldn't know. Fuckers. But, the jerky, I got in my truck whenever I left the meat market. I got in my truck with the jerky, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be so fucking delicious. I threw out my dip. I open it up, and it's fucking frozen, dude. It's frozen. I was like, well, I mean, that's good for freshness, and that's good for the travel, because I still had like 2 hours to go, and I was really putting a lot of faith in the little bit of ice that I had in my fucking cooler. That had been in there all day, to keep all this shit cold. I'm glad the ribs were frozen, so they wouldn't have thawed out on my way home. But I think they got to a perfect temperature. But the jerky was fucking frozen. There was medallions and sticks in there. And I haven't tried a stick yet. I brought it with me. I plan on eating a lot of that stuff today. I grabbed an apple. I think I grabbed an apple, orange, and then the jerky sticks, and then the meat and mustard and mayo. Just because I don't know, that pork I had last night, it was super fucking good, but I don't know if it's going to be good cold. So I grabbed mayo and mustard to kind of make up my own little mixture. Oh, fuck. And I don't know. I was talking to the wife last night. I was like, I don't know. We were talking about the assassination deal, with Trump again. She's like, I haven't heard anything. I'm like, you're the one that told me about it. She's like, yeah, but I haven't been on anything to see anything at all since it happened. I'm like, that's insane. How is that not a story that you want to follow up on and check out? I said a lot of things are not lining up. I tried to wait a couple of days. Hopefully things would make a little bit more sense, but things are not making sense at all. I really don't want to let every other person's thoughts influence my own thoughts on the thing, but oh man, it is fucking weird, dude. It is so strange on how everything went down. It's, I mean, you guys are gonna have to look into it yourself. You're probably get influenced by some of these other guys posting up YouTube videos, but I don't know. Some of those guys, some people feel like they're milking views, and other people feel like no, they're actually they're actually trying to do some journalism and check out and see what the fuck is going on here. But a lot of shit is not lining up. I think there could be a major. I mean, no matter what, there's going to be a major shift happening soon. But holy shit, guys! The director of the Secret Service. So Secret Service tops every other law enforcement group known to man. The Secret Service are the top dog everything. They're over. I don't know. I don't know if they're over military, but I would imagine they kind of are a little bit over the military. They are supposed to be the most elite specimens. PD comes in. Secret Service is here. All right, everybody go home because you're going to be no use to us. We know what we're doing. FBI shows up. All right, well, Secret Service is here now, so get the fuck out. Secret Service is top dog law enforcement or police or whatever. I don't know if I don't even know if they're law enforcement. They're not. They're not pulling people over. What they are just top dog motherfuckers. That's what they are. The fuck are you beeping at me for? And the director of the Secret Service, being a woman, which I have there's no ill thoughts about a woman being in that position, you know, but her response to the question, I mean, I was trying to look for the actual full interview, but I don't know, maybe I'm being duped by some clips, but brother, that is fucking. She's like, the roof was sloped too much, so we couldn't get on the roof of the building. The roof that you guys were already on was sloped just as much. Okay, so I don't want to hear that. Like, oh well, we had people inside the building. Okay, well, did they hear fucking Santa's sleigh land on the roof? Did they not think to come check it out and look a little bit? Like, what the fuck? And then they're like, oh yeah, there's a police officer that the gunman pointed his gun at the police officer, so he went to go investigate. And I might be getting my facts a little bit wrong here, but they had first spotted this fucking guy with a gun 30 minutes beforehand, before the first shot rang out. 30 minutes was the first eyes on this guy, the first suspicious, inquiry on this guy, and nobody thought to do anything about it. And then a police officer, from that Butler, Pennsylvania, I think it is, a police officer from there said, "Oh yeah, I tried to get on the roof, and I was hanging on the roof, and the shooter turned around, so I had to drop to the ground, and I got hurt. All right, well, what are you telling me that there are police officers that are supposed to be involved with protecting the president that don't have an earpiece, a radio, a panic button, or anything? Nobody has anything. If anybody sees anything, there should be a fucking some. I don't know. They're the Secret Service. Everything's secret about them, I guess. But it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Yes, the Secret Service needs a gigantic reform because this is not the way it needs to be. And I don't want to bash the good Secret Service agents. There's a lot of guys and girls in there that worked really fucking hard to get to the position where they're at, and then their leader steered them in a wrong fucking way, and now they are receiving, because we're talking about the Secret Service as a whole. They fucking failed, and then I think Biden was saying something about, oh, we gave them more security. We upped their security. That's upping the security. How about when you say you up the security, you get people tall enough to fucking cover the president? At least those 8 or 10 agents or whatever that are up right next to Trump, they need to be tall enough and strong enough. I mean, I didn't see anything that showed any weak strength, but say he had got shot in the leg and he needed to be carried, everybody, and for some reason, all your Secret Service buddies went down too. There's got to be somebody, because you're dedicating your fucking life to protecting the most important person in the world. And yeah, I mean, according to what things are right now, Biden would be the most important person in the world because he's the president. Trump being a previous president and the front runner for the the Republican side. Listen, it's hard for you to really believe me, but if this had happened to Biden, I would be doing the same exact fucking thing. It doesn't matter which guy was up there, but the security needs to be ready to go. And I was seeing another one on like Reagan, and where he's talking on stage, and some guy like throws some glass, or I don't know what he does. Something fucking explodes behind Reagan or whatever, and then Reagan like flinches, and some guy runs up and grabs the podium, and I mean that was still quick. That was good, I guess, kind of. But it's like, how did that guy even fucking get close to Reagan? You know, I don't know. There needs to be some. We need the people that signed up to be in the Secret Service to have a little bit more accountability. If that's what you're signing up to do, you gotta fucking do it, buddy. You can't. What you guys did on Saturday is not gonna fly anymore. And I'm almost to the point where I would say Trump has enough money that he needs to go out and hire his own security force that's going to do, maybe work alongside, because he has to have Secret Service, I think. But he needs to get some people that he can actually trust and that are actually going to do a fucking job when they're directed to do a job. The water tower that's right next to the fucking place, I haven't heard about anybody being on the water tower. I don't know if there was somebody on the water tower. If there was somebody on the water tower, then why didn't they see the shooter? And if there wasn't somebody on the water tower, why was nobody on the fucking water tower? All right, we're not going to put anybody on the roofs. Okay, well, you need to have somebody that's high enough to see on top of the fucking roofs at all fucking times. I understand that Trump does 100 rallies, back to back to back, and nothing bad has ever happened. Well, I think he has had bad stuff happen before, and there's probably it's Secret Service, so sometimes bad stuff will happen, and you won't even know about it. I mean, if the press got a hold of it, they would be really excited to talk about it. But I don't know. I imagine sometimes there's a guy in the crowd, and Secret Service walks up and like, "Hey, buddy, you need to come with us," and then they, figure out if he's a threat or not. You know, I'm sure they're doing something at each rally. Suspicious people. Like, all right, we're gonna just talk to you for a little bit. We're gonna check you out, make sure you ain't got no weapons. All right, all right, you're good. Go enjoy the Trump rally. We thought you were suspicious, but you weren't. That's what I expect. A thorough check between everybody. But a guy that parked, 4 blocks away or whatever it was, and ran right next to according to the graph I saw, he walked with a rifle bag, or just a rifle, I don't know, right past the motorcade. This world is a little fucking crazy, dude. Alright. Let's get this fucking dumpster knocked off of here. I think that's good. Oh man, I'll be back with you. All right, right back to it. This this event really makes America look fucking dumb. Like, these guys can't do shit, is what people in other countries are probably thinking. So the reason they gave more security is because there was, I guess, they had heard some threats from Iran about something, and they're like, this isn't linked to Iran at all. But I think Iran is sitting there, they're like, wait, hold on. A 20-year-old dumbass kid that they got kicked out of rifle class because he was such a bad shot, was able to just fucking sneak in there and get within 150 yards of the Trump, the guy that a lot of people fucking hate. Is able to get so fucking close to him. He's able to draw a bead on him for, I don't know how long he had the bead on him, but he was on that roof for a while, like enough while that people were looking at him, and even the snipers behind Trump were trained on him also. That maybe Iran's like, I think we can probably pull this off. Like, this actually seems a lot more simple than what we thought. So, I don't know. I really hope not. I really hope this. I mean, if they would have got him, if he would have been, it was a head turn away from catastrophe. If they would have got him, this world would be a totally different fucking place. I'm telling you. But they didn't get him, so we can use this as a learning tool. But I am not giving any forgiveness to any of the people that were there to protect him. I'm not. No, you guys, everybody that was there. I don't know. So with my work, I have a stop work authority. If I go onto a job site and I see something isn't right, something I have concerns about, or anything like that, I can say, hey, I'm stopping this job site right now. And everybody is required to stop because somebody has some concerns about something, which I think is really interesting to have. Now, the good Secret Service members that were there that knew what the fuck was going on, why did nobody say, hey, there's a water tower right there. Do you want us to take the water tower? No. Okay, well, hold on. Let's stop. Like, I don't know how you could get a better vantage than the fucking water tower. So I'm gonna say, hey, we're not. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's totally a different situation, but somebody that is in the Secret Service, you're in charge of protecting the president. You know his every move. You know where he's going to be. You know everything about him. You are the top dog law enforcement, and you should hold them with high regard. They're not just some dumbass out here on the job site. They are qualified and highly trained on many different things. That if one of them has a concern about something, that concern should be heard and resolved rather than. So I don't know. Did nobody speak up? The PD, I don't really hold the PD super duper high. They are just kind of bodies there to kind of deal with crowd and whatever. But the Secret Service, they are the ones in charge of everything. So, I mean, the PD has training. The PD knows how to deal with some things. Not if you're in Uvalde. If you're in Uvalde, I don't know. You just cower outside while you listen to the screams and wait for the screams to stop, and then you go in. I don't know. Is it a generation of people that are going into these roles that don't know how to deal with shit? Are we getting too lax on the requirements for some of these people? I know the military has really laxed on some of the regulations and stuff, especially with trans and fucking gays and women and all these other things going into the fucking military. I want my military to be able to kill anything and everything. I don't want them to have feelings. I want them to be able to protect America. You're signing up to protect America in that, okay? We don't need, you're kind of low on this ethnicity, so the next recruit you get needs to be of this ethnicity. Oh, no. The only way that would be feasible is if you're going to a country, it's like, hey, we'd like to have some people with the ethnic background of the country that we're going to go check out. That's the only reasonable way to do it. We have to have a Mexican guy. What? Why do you need a Mexican guy? You need the best guy. you don't need. We need more women because our women graph. The women are way down. Women, first off, a lot of women do like to do that job. Do it. They pass the bar. They get going. They do good jobs. They become heroes. Thank you. But needing to have more women in this, then you're just like, oh, we need to have more. Like the director of the Secret Service or somebody was. They were going to like colleges and trying to get more women to sign up for the Secret Service and all this fucking shit. And it's like, hey, if they wanted to join the Secret Service, they would join it. And I don't want the ones, I don't think you would want to coerce somebody to do that job. You need somebody that wants to do that job. And I mean, yeah, I mean, put it out there. Say, hey, by the way, if you're a woman and you'd like to do this job, it's available. You have every chance at getting this job as everybody else. That's the whole campaign. It should be, and that should be for men too. It's like, hey, we're not trying to, lure people in here, but if this is something that you're interested in, you can make a lot of money and you can protect the president. And that should draw the right people in there. Not this. Oh, we're gonna hand out a shitload of flyers to a lot of ethnic women to see if they're gonna get in here. I'm saying ethnic just because that's been the tone of everything these days. I don't think I saw anybody. Dude, get on your fucking side of the road. Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure everybody I saw there was white. I mean, there probably was some of different ethnic groups, but um, it's you're. We need the best of the fucking best, and it doesn't matter who they are. Whoever's the best of the best is the ones that should get the job, and that should be on the detail of a president or a former president. You know, George Bush still has Secret Service, I believe. He gets it for life. Um, it, I don't know. Is the Secret Service, how big is the Secret Service? Is something I'd like to know. How many members do you have? It should be the Secret fucking Service, so it should be kind of hard to find all this shit out. There's got to be some secrecy to the Secret Service. I understand the secrecy is, where they're going to be, how many there's going to be, what they're doing, what they're looking at. That's the secret part. They send a crew in, 2 weeks before the event to check it out and scope it out. Take a lot of pictures, see if there's any changes, do bomb sweeps, all that kind of shit. And then they just completely failed. I have completely failed before. I have been sent out to a job where I have every intention of completing the job and getting it done with no issues. Things happen. I understand. People fail. But unfortunately, the Secret Service is held to a much higher standard than some dumb fucking trucker running around talking to himself all day. So, I don't know. Do we have trust in any institution in America? Where is the trust? Who has the most trust? I would argue. Hold on. Let's just go through. Do we trust the medical institutions? I mean, I've had some things lately not lately, but the last few years where I'm like, I don't know if I trust these guys too much. Do we trust the education system? Well, there's been some fucking crazy shit going on with the education system where they're they're the ones teaching our kids how to do some stuff. It's not. I don't know. I don't really trust it that much. I mean, my kids right now are really young, so they're not like learning. They're just trying to learn how to be alive. They're not. They're just learning how to be alive. They're not really learning how to, do math and history, and that's the big one is the history class. It's like after the things that are going down these days, it's like, okay, well, we understand that the media and people and politicians and everybody, they lie. They lie a lot. So how many of those lies got into the fucking history books? Um, you know, so we covered healthcare, education, law enforcement. Law enforcement has a big job on their hands. Um, they do get into some bigger situations where they do come out and they look like they did the best job they could do, and they kept as many people safe as they could. And then there's other things, like I mentioned earlier, the Uvalde deal. I understand that's one precinct out of several. I mean, hundreds or thousands, million. I don't know. Probably not millions, but definitely thousands, hundreds of thousands. They completely fucking failed. There's a ton of different corruptions, or just things that normal people don't really agree with the police departments. Let's talk about, let's get a little deeper. The FBI, the Russia thing, the trying to get Trump on all, like, they, the made up stories of all this stuff, the CIA. I don't know much about the CIA, but I'm sure there's some stuff in there that we don't really like. Like, why they're not, they won't release the 9/11 files. They won't release the Kennedy files. There's a lot of, I mean, if it's for national security, I understand. But if it's for, the 9/11 files, what people think they understand what happened there, but we're just thinking we understand what happened there. That's what we're doing. Uh, I would really, hopefully we can get the files, and what we think happened is actually what happened. But you can't know unless you have the actual files to look at and check out and see what was going on. It's a very complex issue, so it's kind of hard to deal with. Um, do we trust I don't know, what is it? Education, law enforcement, healthcare. What's the other ones? What's the other ones going around? I guess just politicians in general. I don't know. There's a lot of trust issues going on. I am really glad we have a few people in this country that are, it seems to be they are for the greater good. And I believe that would be Elon, Joe Rogan, Donald Trump. They're big, they're goofy, they're loud, they're wild. And it's like, why are these the three guys that I trust the most out of anybody? Why? How did we get here? These are the guys that I trust the most. Holy shit. Holy motherfucking shit. It's a big bummer. And we got AI coming out. AI is either going to be the best thing that's ever happened to us or the worst thing that we could even imagine. I'm hoping for the best. Obviously, I don't want the bad things to happen. I'm hoping the AI comes out and it's going to scrub all the internet files it can see everywhere. It's going to grow. It's going to get better and bigger. The only problem is, I think when the AI gets good enough, we're going to say, "Hey, AI, what is the biggest threat to the planet? What is the biggest threat to the population?" It's going to say, you humans are clearly, not even slightly, 100% clearly the issue with yourselves. The issue was with humans. It's not the fucking beavers. It's not the deer. The beavers dam up a thing, and it's like, oh well, now we want the fucking water over here. It's our fault, we're the ones that want the water over there. The deer are the ones that run out in the middle of the roads that we put right through their fucking homes, and we run into them like we got a deer problem here. It's I understand humans are animals and we need to be here too, but we're getting out of fucking control. I'd love to be able to just go live off grid and just turn off everything. I mean, it's a fun thought. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that in real life. I gotta get to the parts store to get my fucking parts for my truck. I need gasoline for it. I got a brand new Galaxy S24 Ultra that I like to have signal. I need to be able to charge my shit. Oh, well, you could get a generator and all that shit. Oh, all right. Well, you got to buy the land, and then you got all the permits and all that fucking shit. You got to get the house. And then, you have no tornado sirens nearby, and then all of a sudden, this is a weird truck in front of me. I mean, I don't know. It's an ethnic man. A picture of a bunch of ethnic men. I don't know where they're from, but there's a picture of a fucking AK-47 on the back of his truck. It's a little weird. It says "Rise in Heaven," and it's got it's a semi truck. It's a big poster on the back of a semi truck. I did not catch the name of the trucking company, but that's just kind of weird to see. It's a crazy fucking time. You think growing up, you thought grown-ups had it together, which was anybody like 30 and over. You're like, oh, you're 30? You know what you're doing. Uh, the police, they know what they're doing. The politicians, they know what they're doing. Like, the world just runs. Everybody, people are super duper smart in all these positions, and I'm the dumb one down here just trying to grow up. And the older you get, the more you realize everybody's the same. No matter how, you know, no matter how intense somebody is or how mature somebody seems, you'll be shocked to know at some of these people. You'll hear about these like CEOs and businessmen. They like to get their balls stomped on with fucking high heels and stuff. It's like, what the fuck? How do you become a CEO is like a really respectable man. No, they're into some kinky fucking shit. I just think if I became if I was like a CEO, or I would never be one because I would never get to that position. Probably on purpose, but also if I just had all that money, I'd be buying land and I'd be buying old Chevy trucks. That's me. That's what I'd be into. That's all I would want to do. Like, you could just buy a new truck. Like, okay, yeah, no, I don't like the new trucks. I like the old trucks. Bring the old trucks back. And why don't they ever do that? Why don't they Chevy? Just because that's the one I like the most. Why doesn't Chevy be like, all right, guys, let's get back to our fucking roots. Let's create a new style square body. It's gonna have the same body lines. It's gonna have the new end because being a car manufacturer, you gotta have all the shit and everything. But it's like, just change the body style of the newer trucks to look like the older trucks, and everybody will know. you'll park right next to an older one, and it would be really fucking cool. Cadillacs are getting to be like I don't know, futuristic. Every car is getting out here being all futuristicized. It's like, can we build one car that looks like an old car, please? Just one. Can we get something that looks kind of old? If the Tesla Cybertruck looked like a 68 C10, that I would fucking be in on that. I'd be like, all right, I like the square body more, but that's fucking cool. Or if it looked like an old Dodge, I'd be like, not a fan of. I'm not a super fan of Dodge, but I can appreciate anything, 80s and older. That's fucking cool. Actually, 90s and older, right? And some night, I don't know. I don't have a select um, range of vehicles I like. I do like some newer vehicles. Let's see. What's a newer vehicle that I kind of like? The 2007 to 2003 trucks. I like those. They're pretty cool. Those are new to me. I had the 2006 for a while, the GMC USA KRO. That was my grill. I made a grill for it. It was a pretty cool little truck. I liked it. But then it started rusting out and shit. And to fix the rust, it was going to require, body work and then paint. And then it started having transfer case issues. And then it started having electrical issues. And then it seemed like it was falling apart. And I'm like, if I wanted a rusty truck with electrical issues, I might as well sell this piece of fucking shit and buy something that it's better, something better. Well, then I ended up buying that Chevy Cruze, which the Chevy Cruze, I've heard some people say some bad things about them. It's been good to me for the most part. You can't really complain. It drives me to work every day, and I don't drive it nice. I don't know, man. It's just with the election year. This year is, I don't know. You want to say, oh, this stuff is going to go down in history books. All right, well, I think it could. Yeah, it could, but I hope it's a full like chapter instead of being like a little like, oh yeah, Trump was almost assassinated, and you know, it's just like a little paragraph. Hopefully, it's a whole page. Like hopefully, meaning hopefully this was the big event that was going to happen this year, and everything else is going to be fine. If we get a President Biden again, which is highly unlikely, it's going to be another long length war going that we're going to eventually probably get involved with in, well, I mean, we're already fully involved, it seems like, in Ukraine with Russia, the Israel Palestine thing. We're dragging these fucking things out so long to feed the machine. If we get Biden in, is he trying to stop these things? Does he want these things to stop? It really does not look like it. It looks like we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to slow it down a little bit just so it'll last longer. And it won't be the headline of the news every day. We're just trying to prolong these things. I fully believe if Trump gets in, he just has a way of doing things. He's a much more respectable guy that can actually think for himself. I believe he'll get these things handled quickly. I think it was Other than the liberal lefty area going fucking ape shit, other than that, things were pretty fucking relaxed for most of the presidency of Donald Trump. You know, things were doing pretty fucking good. I I was okay with it. Um, Now, a lot of people will say, "Well, listen, it doesn't matter who the president is; it matters who's your state, your city, your county, who those leaders are." They're just not as exciting. It's really hard to pay attention to those guys when they're not very exciting at all. They try to just stay as quiet as possible and just collect the fucking money. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me, a regular Joe. Hopefully this world will get turned around and we'll doing much better in the future. Um, I wish Biden would. I wish I liked Biden. I wish Biden wasn't deteriorating. I wish he was just a better guy. I wish America was in a better spot under him. I want the leader of my country to succeed, and we are not succeeding. They're really pushing him to get out of there. They all the way up until the debate, there was a major switch flipped. Right before the debate, everybody said Biden's the guy. That's our guy. He's smart. He's sharp. And then the debate happened, which I commented on, and I thought, he did better than expected. Not great, not good, but better than expected. And which is weird because I was like, okay. And then everybody else, even on his side, were like, oh fuck, we gotta get him out of here. We gotta figure we're scrambling. Now we're gonna make major mistakes. We're scrambling. We're trying to figure out how to get rid of this guy, get somebody else in there. Who are we gonna put in there? I don't know. Holy shit, we're failing. Well, you know, you guys are acting really fucking dumb. You guys have been acting dumb since 2015. You guys have been really fucking dumb lately. You've been doing all kinds of shit. What was it? It was like, I don't know. It was like a news station, and they got rid of their ethnic and diversity culture leaders or division or whatever it was. Something to that tune. They disbanded it. They moved some people around and let some people go because they're like, we are spending way too much money on fucking nonsense. Even the people in charge, and the people in charge over there, they just want to be a popular place to go. They are gonna go. They're like, all right, who is the bigger audience? How do we get more eyes on us? How do we get people to respect us and trust us more? And they thought for the longest time, because every media outlet, for the most part, is left leaning. So that's what they are seeing. They are looking at the data. They're like, all right, well, we have a lot of lefties, so let's start catering to the lefty agenda, and that's what they do. But then in reality, I think most people are like, Cut the fucking bullshit, okay? We're fucking done with this. This is fucking insane. You guys are so fucked up. Oh, man. There's a couple of talks about, so Donald Trump got J.D. Vance to be his running mate, but he's also been in talks with Rand Paul, Ron Paul, one of the Paul guys, and RFKJ. So I hope that they will be, because RFK, I do like him. I don't think he could even stand a chance to win the presidency. I do like him. I think he's a really good guy. I think he's got a pure soul. I think he just wants to do what is right. So hopefully he can get appointed into the cabinet of Trump on something major, and we can get some major changes made. We are a giant laughing stock, a giant, fat, dumb laughing stock of the world. We used to be the lion, the big lion with the big mane and the loud roar. We still are, but we're getting old. The hips aren't moving as they should. I really hope we can get turned around and we can actually be a good country again. Um, there's no place I'd rather be. Um, Now, even though we have fallen a little bit, on the spectrum of countries, we've fallen down. We're still number one. We've fallen down, though. We're closer to number two than we ever were before, in my eyes, which my eyes are dumb and don't have any statistics whatsoever. In my eyes, we're going in a downward trend. We're getting close to being number two. Number two is, I think, China. Maybe even Russia. We're down there. I think Russia is having their own. I don't even want to talk about it, but we're falling down. We need to get back up. We need to be back on top. We need to put other countries in their place. We need to show them that we're a great place to be, a great place to live. We don't take no bullshit. We're going to fucking do what we got to do to run this country correctly. Donald Trump, I hope he'll get in there. And, I mean, if anything, we know Donald Trump for the most part. He's an open book for the most part. Release the fucking files. Get in there. Do whatever you got to do. Release the fucking files. Let's figure out from there on. But get those out there. Show everybody what's going on. Let's show me the aliens. Where are the aliens? Show me those. Tell us what's going on. Sometimes when if you get into a bad situation, you can try to hide some things and leave some things out and just try to make the outcome better for you. I've found in my life the best outcome is being an open book, laying everything out on the table. We've made some mistakes. Got some mistakes that have happened. We've got some bad things that happened with previous generations of government. I'm going to show you where things went wrong, how bad things got, give you the truth, and let's move on. Let's move on from here forward. Let's unite. Let's Is the world going to last another 100 years? Is it going to last another 100? The world will. Will any living living thing? Will any living thing last longer than 100 years from now? I sure fucking hope so. I want my grandkids to have a happy life. I want my kids to have a happy life. I want to have a happy life. Like the old thing I've heard 1,000 times. Hard times make hard men. The hard men make easy times. The easy times make soft men. And the soft men make hard times. That's where we're at right now. We're at the soft men are making hard times. It's been this way for too long. We need to get hard men out there to fucking shove their cocks in something and fucking blow a load. I don't know. I'm just fucking riffing now. But we need to do something to get this place going. I hate being a political guy, and I don't know, getting closer to the election deal, it's probably going to be there's probably going to be more of a political talk. This episode in particular is all political. So I'm sorry if this is what you did not want to hear. If you were looking for something else, and this is just a dumb guy driving a truck's take, please do your own research on anything that I've talked about today. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong on some of this stuff, but just my current view of everything, that's how things are going. So form your own opinions, please, and be aware. Why? I don't really know. I don't know why we need to be aware, but you should be aware. I like to be aware. I just like to know what's going on. So, keep all 18 down, truckers, and be good to your mothers, others. I'm out. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.